Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we will be solving a new question from our top interview 150 of Leetcode, and the question name is contains duplicate 2, which is an easy level question. Now in this question we have been given that there is an array nums and there is an integer called k. What we have to do is we need to return true if the value at the ith index and the jth index are equal and the index subtracted value is less than or equals to k. Okay, so this is the condition here, that we need to return true in a way that nums of I is equals to nums of j and the absolute value of index I minus j is lesser than or equals to k. Now the constraints that we have been given here is that the nums length will be greater than or equals to 1 and it will be less than or equals to 10 power 5. Now in such conditions where the length of the array is 10 power 5, our try is that the efficient approach will be in one loop only, okay, or the time complexity should be O of n. Now how to solve this question? Here we are seeing that we need to check for the index values, right? So if we are storing the index values and also we have to store the number, right? For each number we need to store the index value and then we will be comparing if the index value after getting subtracted is lesser than or equals to k or not. So approach that we will be using for solving this question will be HashMap. Now using this HashMap, what we will do, we will be taking each value, we will be iterating on the array and we will be storing the indexes for each of that. Okay, now for 1, the 1 is at 0th index and we have 1 at 3rd index, right? 0 1 2 3. So for 1 we will store it is 0 comma 3, for 2 we will store 1 and for 3 we will store 2, right? Now when we see that this one that we have here, it is having the subtraction or the absolute difference of 3 and 0 is equals to k, right? The k here is 3 and when we do 3 minus 0 we will be getting 3 only. So now the condition here is true, so we will be returning true here. Let's see the other example now. We have here 1 0 1 1, right? Now even if there is one pair, okay, like even if there is a pair that is having the value or the difference as less than or equals to k, we will be returning true. Okay, so now here the value of k is 1, right? So first we have 1 on the index such as 0, then we have 2 and then we have 3, right? After that we have 0 on the index of 1. Now we see that when we do 2 minus 0 we will be getting 2. The condition for this is not true. So after that what we will do, we will check for 3 minus 2, right? And this is equals to 1, which is equals to our k. Therefore we will return true again. Now here what I am showing, I am storing the index values again and again. But to simplify this, like we don't have to use list here. What we can do, like if we have 1, okay, so the index value is 0. Now when we already have stored the value in the dictionary, what we can check for the second iteration, like whenever we get 1 again, that if this value is in the dictionary, then we can get the index of that value and we will subtract and check if it is lesser than equals to k or not, and if it is, then we will return true from there. Okay, so basically what I want to say here is, let's say I have a dictionary. In this what we have to do, let's take the first example, 1 2 3 1. Okay, so I have stored this one here with the index value of 0. Okay, then again I come across 2, it is not there in the dictionary, so again I will be storing this with the index value. Again for 3, when we will check, this is not there in the array, so again we will it is not there in the dictionary, so again we will store it. when again now we come across 1, right? So we see that this 1 is already there in the dictionary. So now what we will simply do, we will use this index, okay, and we will get the index of this 1 here. So what we will do, we will check if the index that I, and what we will do here, we will take the I and we will do d of nums of I, okay, and we will check that if it is lesser than or equals to k or not. If it is, that what then what we will do, we will return true from here. And once we are out of the loop, that means that we haven't found any such condition where the difference of the indexes is lesser than or equals to k. So in those cases we will simply return false from there. So what will be the pseudo code here? First we will have a dictionary, right? And what we will do, we will start iteration using the index I, and we will iterate till less than n, right? N is the length of the array, okay. Now what we have to do, we will check if this nums of I is in the dictionary or not, right? If it is, then what we have to check, if it is there, then what we will check, we will check I minus nums of I, d of nums of I, right? Because we need to get the index value of the number, right, which is already there in the dictionary. So we will do the subtraction and we will check if it is lesser than equals to k or not. If it is, then what we will do, we will simply return true from here. And now we have checked the condition that the nums of I is there in the dictionary or not, right? If it is not there, then we have to add it in the dictionary. So what we will do, d of nums of I is equals to I, okay. Now if we have completed the iteration in the loop and we did not find any situation where the difference was lesser than or equals to k, then we will simply return false from the outside of the loop. So this is the approach. Now let's see the time complexity and the space complexity of the problem. We took only one iteration, right? We used only one for loop. So the time complexity will be O of n, and we are also using a hash map. So the space complexity will also be O of n. Now let's move on to Leetcode, where we will be solving the problem. So let's code the problem now. First what we will do, we will declare a dictionary and we will start iterating in the array using the indexes. If we have the value in the dictionary, if nums of I is there in the dictionary, then what we will do, we will check that I minus d of nums of I is lesser than or equals to k or not. If it is, then what we will do, we will simply return true from here. Now we missed one edge case here, like we have 1011, right? So for the first occurrence of 1, we will not get the right answer, and the second occurrence of 1 that we have here, that is 1,1, which is on the second index and on the third index. So if we continue with this, like if we insert only the value, if it is not there in the dictionary, then what will happen, the index will not get updated and these edge cases will be missed out. So what we will do, if we see a condition when the number is already in the dictionary, okay, and the difference of the indexes, okay, is not less than or equals to k, and we find the number, so we will insert that index again in the dictionary and we will replace, basically we will be replacing the previous index with the newer index, okay. So now what we will do here, we will keep an else condition and we will insert the index value here, okay. Now if it is not there in the dictionary, then we have to insert that value. So for that reason we will be inserting the index in the value. And if we have completed the loop and there is no such condition where the differences is less than or equals to k, in that condition we will simply return false from here. So now let's try to run the code. So the sample test cases have passed. Let's try to submit it. So this code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments, and also if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment too. I will try to help you out. And if you want to continue with me on this coding journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.